I learned a ton through my dad, and some of the biggest stuff that I learned through my dad was responsibility. When I graduated, he took me to a dealership and he co-signed for me to get a Jeep. And I'd been doing well. I'd been working, I'd been doing what I needed to. I was still living with him and stuff like that. And I was he said, you got to make the payments. And he told me straight up, he said, if you don't make the payments on this Jeep, you miss one payment, I'll put it in the front yard and I'll sell it. And I said, yes, sir. Okay. Well, you don't overly think that's that serious in the moment. But time kind of went on, and I was working a job. It was through a temp agency, and I had lost the job at the temp agency, and I had a car payment coming up, and I didn't have the money to pay for it, and I was honestly at the moment was not in a huge hurry to just grab another job. Wasn't even thinking of those consequences at the moment. Well, my dad receives a phone call that says, hey, you're late on a car payment. Well, my dad comes and he don't really have a conversation at all with me. He just walks over and he gets my keys and he takes the stuff out of my Jeep and he sets it on the porch and he drives my Jeep to the end of the driveway and parks it and puts a for sale sign on it.
He didn't say anything to you?
No. It was the whole thing was, hey, you missed your payment. I told you not to. Give me the keys, and that was it.
There's no need nagging you about it, was there?
No,
just do what you got to do.
And he parked it, and he sold it in a day, and it was gone.
Oh, so, what a lesson!
Yeah. So I had to learn an extremely hard lesson, and I will say, in that moment, I despised my dad for everything. I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want nothing to do with him because he just took the Jeep that I had been paying on and did that. But man, looking back now. What a lesson to be learned, and how what he was doing through those was shaping me to be the man that I am today now.
It wasn't about the Jeep.
No.
It wasn't about the money.
No.
It was about teaching my son how to be a man.
Yes. And that's what my dad was about. I mean, he was not, and he's still that way, and he would still do that, and he'd still take me and he'd put me in my place if I did something stupid like that.
Yeah. So you had some rough times as a young man, and so now you're working with those very guys that are in that age group that you were in when this happened.
Yes, sir.